What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to give you an overview with my experience with the FUJIFILM XS20 over the past 2 weeks. By the way, I'm filming on my Canon R5 4K 30p at the moment. So the first question is, why did I buy a Fuji XS20? When I was in the shop, the seller also asked me, why do you buy a Fuji when you have a Canon? To be honest, I wanted to have something completely different because I knew that when I buy a Fuji or another camera, it won't be my main camera. My main camera and for my jobs is always the Canon R5. So I bought the Fuji because I wanted to have something different, something completely different. This was my first intention to buy this camera. I was sure this won't be my main camera, at least not for my jobs. Like I said, I got a Canon R5 and this is the camera I'm very confident with. And for me, when going to a job, I need to be confident and I don't want to look for some options. Or I knew the FUJIFILM XS20 will be my second camera. And for this, guys, it's the perfect camera for me. Another reason why I bought the Fujifilm was because of obviously the film simulations. To be honest, I thought about buying some Lightroom presets. It isn't the same. It's not the same. I'm a photographer. I need to see the stuff that I take pictures of. When I look through this camera and I have this wheel here, which is pretty nice for the film simulations, I can directly see how the picture will look like, and this is very important for me as a photographer. I know there are some people out there that don't need this, but for me and my style, I always want to see what I shoot. This is for my visualization. I need that. This was also a very important point for me, that I can directly see what I take pictures of. Another reason, the size, because when I take this in my hands, it doesn't feel like I do a job. Although I could do a job with this. This is like my everyday camera. I have it in my backpack. It's small and it's easy and light, and yeah, I just love to have this. I know that this will take much better pictures than my smartphone, so this is not like something, yeah, you can bring your smartphone. No, I don't. I want to bring this Fuji. So these were the reasons why I bought this camera. The next thing is, what were my experiences with it? I mean, 2 weeks is not too long. As a photographer, I know how to handle a camera, but for me, like I said, it's a totally new thing with a Fuji. From a shooting perspective, I absolutely love the XS20. I had a X-T5 last year and I gave it back after using it for about 3 weeks because there are some people that love this, but for me there were too many wheels. Here are some wheels, here's just like the mode, and here you can switch the film simulations, and basically that's it. Here the shutter speed is a wheel, and that's it. The X-T5 I think has had 2 more wheels. I'm not too sure about it right now. At least 1 wheel more. I think it was 2 wheels more. And this was too much for me, to be honest. Maybe I'm a lazy Canon user, but this was too much for me. When I tested this camera, I was in the shop and I had it and I was like, oh, this looks like my Canon. So I was very impressed by how simple it is, but at the same time, it's kind of complex and kind of a camera for creative people because you can choose those film simulations. They are just like, I love them. Everyone who reviews a Fuji camera is talking about film simulations, but for me, it's a deal breaker. Absolutely a deal breaker. It's just, I go out and I'm so more creative with that. When I try stuff, I do it with the film simulations. I'm like a small kid, like, oh, this is the film simulation here, and this is the film simulation. I love it, to be honest. And like I said, the simplicity in everything that I can do on this Fuji, like here, this is just simple, but it still looks like a Fuji. There are some out there. I'm not so common with the Fuji lines, to be honest, but I think the X-T5 is more like a more retro look, but for me as a Canon user, this is like a retro look too. I don't know, it looks vintage to me. I forgot to mention that I'm using the 23-2 aperture lens. To be honest, I need a lens that's more close, like an 85 on a full frame. If you know a lens that is pretty good for this, please write it in the comments. That would be awesome. I also use, for shooting, I also use the black mist filter, which makes the light so soft. I'm from Munich and the Oktoberfest is going on at the moment, and I was there one evening and it was just mind-blowing with the black mist filter. It just looks so nice. Like, yeah, I really like that style. I never tried this on my Canon, to be honest, but I know I can. I just did it with the Fuji because this is now my creative camera. Whenever I go out with this, I feel so much more creative. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a thing in my head because the Canon R5 is just my job camera and it feels like a job when I have it in my hands, which is not a bad thing, but sometimes I just want to chill with my camera, you know, and I think the Fuji is also really nice. What I find also really nice about the Fuji is the flash. I have to be honest, I never used it, but knowing to have it is such a nice thing. It's small, I never have to think about it, and when I want to have those 90s retro look like flash vintage pictures, I can also try something with this. Maybe I do it the next weeks. For the picture quality, I haven't reviewed or been in Lightroom and zoomed in and all that stuff. Like from a technical perspective, I haven't done it because, like I said, this is my creative camera, and for that standpoint and for my Instagram feed, it is perfect. And that's absolutely enough for me. That's what I wanted to have from this camera. This is the thing that the camera gave me. It feels so nice being out on the streets with a Fuji. It's just like you carrying this old camera with you. People look at you and you're like this and you take pictures, and you know, I have a different dynamic in taking pictures. I take my time. I don't know why it is exactly. And there are several small things that I really like the menu in the Fuji, which is, of course, everyone thinks different about it, but I like the menu. Like the wheels here, you can have programs and switch through this wheel and just change it. These are small things that I really appreciate after using this tool for 2 weeks. So that's basically what I can tell you right now. I don't want to be too long. Maybe I will give another overview after 4 or 6 weeks. If you're interested, maybe share your experiences in the comments with the Fuji XS20. What do you like about this camera? What don't you like about this camera? Have fun, have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.